Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Hybrid Driven. Today I've got to do something with the new Toyota Prius that I should have already done. I've been a bit remiss, and that is to pop the head, or the hood rather, and check a few things. So, first of all, we need to figure out how to pop the hood. I have had it open already, so this shouldn't be too complicated. Looks like right here. Alright, that opens the hood. Now, this is one of those that has a rod, no hood struts. Kind of a bummer. Would have been neat if Toyota would have given us some hood struts, but I gotta figure out, I don't even know how to open it. Alright, come on, man. Okay. That was more complicated. Now, right here is the rod. And it goes right over here. Let me grab my camera so I can see what you guys are seeing, I guess. Make sure I'm actually showing anything. So, this is what the engine compartment looks like underneath the hood of a Toyota Prius. Quite a lot of stuff stacked in there. And they've done away with hood covers, as you can see, or engine covers, I should say. As you can see, there is no cover there. It's just wide open. Everything is right here where we can see it. Fluid-wise, man, I'm not even sure what's what in here. I guess we must have some radiator fluid over here, and then some more radiator fluid here. Looks like maybe an overflow reservoir and maybe a main reservoir. I'm not exactly sure, to be honest. A little embarrassing, I must say. But that's got to be the radiator fluid. Obviously, here is where we would add engine oil. Here's where we check engine oil, which we're going to do in just a second. That's one of the things that I've kind of been remiss on, I guess, is I haven't checked any of the fluid. Now, over to the right, we've got what looks to be some teeny tiny little air cleaner here. You can pull the straps, I guess, here on the side, lift it up, and then change the filter. Look how tiny that thing is. Wow, that's got to be the smallest air cleaner box I've ever seen. Then we have windshield washer fluid here. This is a relay and fuse panel, like it says right here, relay and fuse. And underneath there, I believe, is where you would connect up if you wanted to jump start the car. We're going to pop the cover on there and take a look because I'd like to know. Now, one thing that you may notice that's missing here, there is no battery. Where is the battery? Well, the battery on a Prius, at least the new Prius, is in the trunk, back on the passenger side. So we have no battery, not in the front. That's why the jump start part, or area rather, would be underneath that cover, I believe. We're going to check that. But before we do that, we need to check the engine oil, something I should have already done. Let's go ahead and grab a rag here, or a cloth. By the way, if you wanted to add windshield washer fluid, can't remember if I mentioned that, it is right here. So, let's pop the stick. This car has been sitting, so it should be ready to look at right now. And as usual, you can't see hardly anything. Looking at it, it looks to me it has the two typical nubs that the oil's supposed to be in between. Looking at this, looks like it's fine. I am going to wipe it down and check one more time. If I can figure out, yeah, where the hole was. It's just buried right here in the top. Alright, let's check that one more time just to see where we are. It should be fine, I mean, you know, but you know what happens when you assume, right? Let's get out here in the light. Looks good to me. It looks like it's spot on right at the top here, so I think we're good. Engine oil looks fine. Shouldn't burn any, I don't think, in these new engines, but you never know, right? Now, I want to pop that cover. Let's grab a light so I can see what I'm looking at here. Okay, looks like it pops off right here, and then maybe back here as well. They don't make it easy to get to, that's for sure. let's see, 2 fingers grabbing the edge, that pulls the back off. Get rid of the light, one thumb in the front, and it should just pull right off. There you go. Now, I mentioned before about jumping it. No, I don't see anywhere under there where you would jump it, so it's got to be over on the left. I'll have to look that up for a future video, but I believe it's right over here on the left. It might be these 2 areas here where you see the the silver brackets, if you will, but I'm not positive. We'll look that up in the future. As far as the fuse panel goes, your typical stuff. I mean, you know, no big issues in there. Never a bad idea to kind of make sure these are seated in there well. There's a little bit of movement, but I'm not having any issues, so I'm not going to mess around with it. Underneath the cover, of course, is the location of all the fuses. They give you a 20, a 25, and a 30 as a spare, as well as the fuse puller. That's pretty standard amongst all vehicles, I think. Let's go ahead and see if I can't get this back on. Went on nicely. I like that. Very good. Now, another thing I want to point out while I'm under here, if you look right back here, there is a reservoir. That's got to be brake fluid, but you cannot access it under the hood. Instead, it looks to me like you have to pop this cover. Yeah, you have to pop this cover to access the brake fluid. So it's kind of stuffed right underneath. And again, space is at a premium under here, so we don't have a whole lot of room. It's interesting, the engine does go back, or at least some of the guts of it. There, you might be able to see that reservoir back there a little bit better down here. That's got to be brake fluid, and there is a lot of it. Wow. And you can actually see the max line right on the corner. I don't know if the video will pick it up, but it's right back there. So you don't actually have to take anything off. You can just kneel down and see it. Doesn't look like they have anything else stuck underneath here that you would need access to, so I guess that's a good thing. Pretty cool. Pretty tight, actually. Lots of stuff under here in a very small space. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Too small, not enough room? Take it into the shop. Don't do anything yourself, because who the heck knows what to do. By the way, engine oil looks like an SAE OW or 0W16. Pretty thin oil there, right? And there's a hybrid reborn Prius right here on the cowling, if you will. There's a lot of these little Easter eggs all over the car, of course. Anyway, leave that comment. Let me know. Would you attempt to do anything under here, or would you just take it in? I'd be curious to know. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.